we will never actually know what's happening or what has happened. There are two sides to every story, and these ones don't match up even a little bit. There's a lot of hate directed towards James Charles once Tati. Let's call her Tati. After Tati released a video, Tati said James wouldn't promote her brand, but he instead promoted a competitor. And that made her upset. She also said that he would choose to go after straight men and make them perform sexually in his favor. That's a direct quote from her video. Now, James declines all of this. He says that Tati intentionally twisted it. And a direct quote, he said that she told his story with no details, no facts, no proof, and she twisted it all around. We'll never actually know what happened because there are two sides, and when we look at these two sides specifically, they don't make sense. Now, of course, there's always going to be perspective bias. You know, we've got James saying one thing and Tati saying another. You know, the truth has got to be somewhere in the middle. But because we've only got these two sides and both of them have shared, you know, screenshots or whatever, we don't proper know what happened. But we do know, because we know how stories work, when there are two kind of opposing sides, the truth is somewhere in the middle. I'm trying to understand Tati's possible motivation for posting that video. You know, she obviously felt pressure to do it publicly, as she said in her video. Maybe she was actually just upset and she decided to take control of the story that was originally against her, something that was very effective because immediately it turned everyone onto James. Maybe she was just hurt that he didn't seek out her company to sponsor him, and she felt like he wasn't as invested in their family level relationship. He wasn't as invested as she was. I also want to think of it from James's perspective, and maybe he did do everything that Tati said, but like jokingly, like he wasn't serious. Maybe Tati perceived it differently. You know, maybe he's just a kid trying to figure stuff out because he's so young. And the thing, like, cancel culture is so problematic. You know, whenever a new video comes out, everyone will jump straight on the bandwagon to get rid of that person. And like I'm guilty of it too. I did it in this particular instance. I've never done it before. But maybe that's wrong. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe that's wrong. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Who knows? There's no proof, no second thought, just hate in public. These people are just people, and I don't know why we're expecting them to be perfect. Like, they're not superheroes, they're not religious leaders who are supposed to be held to a higher standard because they're in a leadership position, you know? I mean, we expect leaders of churches, we expect politicians to be of a higher standard. They're supposed to lead by example. They're supposed to adhere to these values that they've preached. Whereas these are just people on the internet who happen to have a really large following. Why are we expecting such a high standard? Because they're just people. And James specifically is so young, and Tati was obviously hurt by whatever he did do. We don't actually know the truth. They're just people. People make mistakes, and people deserve a level of privacy. They don't have to share anything publicly if they don't want to. But it came to a point where Tati, I guess she felt that she had to. Even though we're not proper going to know what actually happened, we can learn from them and their situation, and kind of, if you have an issue with someone or about someone, like, crazy idea, talk to them. Like, just a suggestion. Communicate. You know, be open to hear them and their perspective, and then share your perspective respectfully. Don't approach it from you're wrong, you're the worst, you suck, go to hell. But instead, with humility, and like, I know I've done stuff wrong too, and so have you, let's work this out, let's talk it out. Whereas when people just post stuff on the internet, it makes it hard to do that. Emotions are heightened when everyone jumps on the bandwagon of cancel culture. And everyone who's observing this is just like, oh, that tea. But like these people, like this is actually their lives. It's not really my place or anyone's place to comment, because James hasn't come to me and told me what's happened, and nor has Tatty. You know, looking at who these people are, I don't really know much about either of them, but I've learned a lot in the last week and a half. Looking at James Charles, there may be an element of delusion, possibly not recognizing the impact of these allegations or his actions, whichever it is. You know, I mean, looking at it, his tour is really expensive and we don't totally know why. I mean, he's not a bad singer, but he's not like amazing, and so like I'm not going to pay $500 to see him sing. I'll pay $500 for him to teach me how to do makeup, but not to see him sing. You know, like there's not a crazy light show, there's not dancing, there's not huge stage settings. Like we don't know why there's $500. That's what kind of leads me to think there may be an element of delusion, or not completely recognizing what's actually happening. But also, he is a kid. He's so young. But look, I watched both videos twice. And Tati has since made a video kind of saying, calm down, don't hate on him so much, he's just a kid kind of thing. But then also James did kind of take responsibility and apologize for his actions and the allegations, and for being so forward when sliding into DMs. You know what? I'll take it. Let's just friggin' move on, because I'm bored with this now.